Welcome to a new Kirblog on Pokemon. Do 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 do. And I have a new guest here to join along. Do 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 do. Morganberry's a giant nerd like me. So we'll now discuss the anniversary. Pokemon is 25 years old, it's so it can now drink beer. But not that we condone that sort of thing. I mean, do whatever you want with your life. Also, sorry I insulted you. I didn't mean to call you a giant nerd. You're just like a medium-sized nerd because I'm comparatively I'm much bigger. Anyway, welcome everybody. I hope you like that. I came up with that in about 5 seconds.
Nice. I love it.
All right, everybody. Well, okay, let me give some full disclosure on the time travel shenanigans that often happen with Kirblog's. So this will be coming out on Saturday the 27th, which is, of course, the 25th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise. Pokémonsta, of course. 25 years ago, the original Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue video games came out. Or rather, I should say, the original Pocket Monsters Red and Pocket Monsters Green came out for the Game Boy in God, I guess, 1998, I believe now? Maybe 7? Math, it's not my strong suit. What can I say?
Mine neither. Me neither.
But we are recording this on the night of the 25th of February, which means we have not yet seen the Pokemon Direct, the Nintendo Direct thing that they were doing. So we're going to be not talking about... Oh, man, Morgan, aren't you excited about whatever they announced? Oh, it's going to be so cool. Did you see the Inevitable Diamond and Pearl remake? Like, oh, dude, it looks so great. Right? Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that stuff. I might do a separate video about that, but nonetheless.
Whatever it may be.
Yes. But nonetheless, so Morgan and I... Morganberry. Well, first of all, sorry, Morgan. Introduce yourself as if the people out there don't already kind of know who you are anyway. But please go ahead.
Okay, cool. Hi, my name is Morganberry, and I am a voice actor and singer. And you might know me from some shows like My Hero Academia, Miraculous Ladybug, One Piece, a lot of anime, and a few video games here and there. Borderlands 3, Fire Emblem Heroes. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Of course. Dragon Ball Super, of course.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
Dragon Ball Super.
And you just got announced for a new show. I think like today, right, or maybe yesterday. Like,
Yeah, I did. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Always good with anime. That's how you know it's a really good anime. Well, pull that up if you want to announce that at some point. And of course, so Morgan and I have become good friends in the last 2-3 years, I think, by now. Yeah. We've both been. Both migrated to California from our original homes, and funnily enough, an interesting thing that we both share together actually is that both of us played a couple characters in particularly. So a lot of people know primarily that I voiced a character in the Pokemon anime series 11 years ago. It's called Corey. Back in the Diamond and Pearl series, it was right around when Heart Gold and Soul Silver were coming out, of course. But also, there have been many different Pokemon projects. Both Morgan and I share something in common in that we both worked on a 2 different series of Pokemon animation projects that were specifically for the Pokemon YouTube channel that we did through Deluxe Sound. I worked on the Pokemon Generations series from, I think, God, that must have been like 4 or 5 years ago, I think now. And I played Colress from Team Plasma and Berg and Bryson from Black and White. And Morgan got to play one of the main characters, Tommy, from the very recent, I think just as recent as this last year, Pokemon Twilight Wings animated series, which is beautiful, and I absolutely adore that. And that was really exciting because I knew, and that was exciting when I heard that because as long as I've known Morgan, I've known that she's also been a huge Pokemon fan. So that's
Yes.
Which is why I've roped you into this somehow.
It was my first obsession as a kid, my first ever obsession, my first love. Yes.
Yes. So that in mind, I thought that having somebody who, without I guess giving away our actual ages necessarily, someone around that is around the same age as me, who grew up with the series from the beginning when it first got put out here in America. I thought to look back on 25 years worth of a wonderful franchise of, video games, animation, cards, toys, everything, you name it. They've been a Thanksgiving Day parade balloon multiple times. I think they're Pikachu's a mainstay at this point. So yeah, Morgan, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
Of course, yeah. Well, so I guess why don't we start off with and I will also preface as well, those of you who follow my work and have seen my other Kirblogs and whatever over many years, I'm sure I'm probably going to repeat a lot of stories and a lot of information. I've done so many. I think I've done like over 20 different Pokemon Kirblogs. So I'm sure I'll be repeating some stuff. I'll try not to, delve too much into the same stuff over and over again. And again, that's why I kind of want, because actually, a Kirblog I did at the very like tail end of 2019 was called "What Pokemon Means to Me," and that was kind of a general like overall look back on the franchise as a whole from my perspective. But this is a case where I wanted to share some stories with somebody else. So that said, Morgan, all right, yeah. Take me back. It's the late 90s. It's 1997 or 8. When Pokemon Red and Blue first came out. I know you've always been a big nerd, as I said in the theme song. I know you've always been to cartoons and games and anime and stuff. But do you remember how you first came across and discovered Pokemon?
I don't know how it happened. I just know that every day after school, I would rush home to watch the next episode that was airing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the highlight of my day. And I remember after school, my mom would, start talking with the other parents. And I remember just being like, Mom, we gotta go home right now. Like I rushed her out of there every single time because I did not want to miss any episode. It was my absolute obsession. And I remember I wanted all the merch. I asked my mom, can I get that shirt? Can I get that figure? Like I wanted all the Pokemon merch because it was just my entire life.
Mm-hmm. And this is of course this is the first generation stuff. Early on, of course. Yeah. It's funny because so you say rushing home from school, so that would have been, I think, when Kids WB was airing the episodes on weekdays.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because so, for those of you who don't know, I mean, Pokemon obviously has had its home. Well, I guess it's bounced around a lot, funnily enough. So, obviously, as of late, of course, Journeys and a lot of the movies and everything, they tend to go to Netflix. Before that, Sun and Moon and X and Y were primarily on Disney XD, and then before that, for I think everything from like Generations 5 and then before that 4 and the very tail end of 3 was Cartoon Network. But in the very beginning, it was and actually no, even before it was snatched up primarily by Kids WB. It was actually syndicated. I think the first 50 something episodes that they did ran over and over again on weekday mornings, really really early, 7:00 in the morning. So when I started watching it, it was before school. I would catch them at I think in fact actually the really old the Canadian dubbed Dragon Ball Z episodes would be at 6:30 in the morning, and then Pokemon at 7 on although funnily enough, at least in New York, it was on WB. And then little did I know, Warner Brothers would actually snatch it up for their TV block, and then it would go on to be their highest rated kid show. But there was a brief period. I remember that because I wouldn't get home in time. I would have to tape those episodes because I wouldn't get home in time for when they would be aired. And then thankfully, I think shortly after that, they switched over to having the Kids WB Saturday morning block, and of course then we got Yu-Gi-Oh and 7,000 other shows and everything, of course, too. But yeah, there was that. I think it was the very that last part of the Kanto stuff, when they were training for the Pokemon League tournament and everything. Towards the very end of that first season, I think that was the stuff they were airing on weekdays, and I would miss a lot of them, so I had to have to tape them, and I would miss a lot of episodes. But yeah, for me too, the anime was my first intro. Well, sort of, because. So, this is a story I've told before, but did you ever collect Nintendo Power magazine back in the day?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so it was an official Nintendo magazine, and they had a 6 issue. This is kind of a cool thing. They had a 6 issue special mini magazine for subscribers. That was it was 6 months, so half a year's worth of it, and it was basically a full player's guide of Pokemon Red and Blue in the back of the magazine. It was a little mini thing you could like kind of take out, and it would have like fan art and like stuff about the toys and all these different interviews and things. And they had do you remember? I don't know if you ever indulged in these because it's the most redundantly redundant nonsense ever. But animanga, where they would like, it was like, oh, we'll take screenshots of an anime and then make it into a comic, even if there's already a manga of it. And I'm like, oh wow, that's the most like, why would you waste time with that? But okay, but they had animanga of the first 6 episodes of the show. And I saw the second issue, so I saw the second episode, which was the one where Team Rocket shows up for the first time. They attack the Pokemon Center in Viridian, and then one morning I'm just flipping through the channels on I'm like, I think I'm in my mom's room hanging out before about to go to school and get ready, and I'm eating breakfast or whatever, and I come across oh, big smoke cloud and Ashes with Pikachu trapped in the bed because he's healing, and then he's like, well, who are they? And then, don't be frightened, little boy. Allow us to introduce ourselves to protect the world from devastation. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, wait, that blue character? Oh, that was a guy. Oh, I thought that was a girl. So even though literally in the comic I read his name was James, but I'm like, oh, well, that's a girl. Oh, well, maybe James can be a female name too. Me being an idiot 10-year-old not knowing anything. But that was my introduction, and then so the anime. I mean, because the anime was just, it was kind of unavoidable. It was just, it felt like it was everywhere. But yeah, and then I remember, well, then shortly after that, I picked up my first copy of Pokemon Blue. That was my very first journey into the games. Do you remember yours?
My first, oh, I mean, it might have been probably wait, Red. It was Red. It had to have been.
Of course, right. So obviously this is going back, centuries ago. But do you remember having played having played through the game? Do you that first experience, on the Game Boy and everything, where I mean, so much is left up to our imagination. The kids haven't really good. Well, not just the kids. We have it really good these days with how beautiful like Sword and Shield looks, and all the newer stuff and everything. But any kind of like vivid memories of playing the original 2 Game Boy games?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't have any like very vivid memories because my memory really sucks. But I remember it was again one of my obsessions. But I did start with the anime and then I got the games.
Do you remember what your first starter was?
My first starter.
I picked
Well,
Charmander. I picked Charmander and named him Charmy, like a fool. Of course.
you know what? I played it a few times, but like I usually always go for the fire types.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, i.e., we played it on hard mode because beating Misty and Brock in, the early part of the game with Charmander as your starter is nigh impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is there was always, I remember, and they've taken better precautions with this now, but I remember back then, like, there was almost this kind of, like, unspoken thing of, like, oh, yeah, if you pick Charmander, you're playing on hard mode, and if you pick Bulbasaur, you're playing on easy mode, because he's got the type advantage against both rock and water, so he can beat both Brock and Misty, yeah, of course, but then I find out, excuse me, Bulbasaur, it's kind of a funny thing, Bulbasaur is, like, the sleeper hit. He's like because I mean Charizard and Blastoise, being on the covers of, because we got Red and Blue and not Red and Green, of course, like in Japan. So having Charizard and Blastoise is like the, oh man, we got to get those. They were obviously more popular, but then Bulbasaur, I think also because Bulbasaur had so much attitude in the show. Not that Squirtle and Charizard didn't too, of course, Ash's starters, but. Yeah, I don't know. Bulbasaur, I noticed people. Oh yeah, no. Bulbasaur was the real best starter. Maybe he wasn't the most popular back in the day, but now he is the most beloved because he is good little weird frog dinosaur plant boy. We don't know what the hell he is. But,
plant boy.
Yeah. Do you remember? So if Charmander was probably your starter, do you remember any of the ones that you really liked, that you collected for your first team that you played through with?
Oh my gosh, it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Well, I liked fire types and fairy types, and so Oh my God. Well, I also loved Eevee though. So anytime I could, yeah. Oh, Eevee. So cute.
Did you evolve him into a Flareon?
At one point, yeah.
Like, did you have like a full, were you Blaine? Did you just have like a full fire type team for your first round? Like, why am I losing to so many battles? I have the same type for.
Yeah. Well, I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
Yeah,
I
good
just
lord.
thought fire was cool.
Yeah.
And I was,
Yeah, it's fun. I didn't even really think about it too hard until no, actually no. This was the funny thing. So my blue version, I just caught whatever. My team was like all this random like Aerodactyl, Machamp, Pidgeot, I don't know, whatever, Mewtwo. But when I got red, so I bought red afterward, and then that was my second play. Like, did you buy both, or did you just have red?
I think I just had red.
Okay, or did you get yellow afterward at some point?
I don't think I did because my mom was kind of, she's like, nah, I'm just getting you one.
You just get the one. I'm not getting you 40 versions of the same, which is funny because now we have like since then we've had like fire red and leaf green, obviously, and
Yeah.
and then and let's go. Oh, actually, did you get? I forget. Did you get Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee?
I got, yeah, let's go Eevee.
Of course you did. Of
Yeah.
course you did. Yeah, where you don't get to evolve him, but of course. No, I feel like you know what? I have to imagine. Did you like that one episode about the kid who didn't want to evolve as Eevee and his brothers were like pressuring him or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I love Eevee just the way they are. They
Yeah.
don't need to change for me. I love
Yeah.
them.
I could be a normal type. Damn it.
Right.
Be
Exactly.
tiny and fluffy and cute, and now he's very popular on his own, of course. So. And everybody's got
Yeah.
and actually it's funny because you know what, so like kind of talking about that for a second. So like Pikachu, I love Pikachu because I think Pikachu is one of the greatest like character designs ever made. I think Ikue Otani, who voices Pikachu, is a genius voice actress. But it's funny. I mean, and actually, okay. Here's a question: Do you Morgan like Raichu more than Pikachu?
No.
Okay. Because it's funny, like most women I meet, they really, really like Raichu more than Pikachu. I found
Really?
that, very consistently. Like girls specifically, they love Raichu. They love his little fat tummy, and they think
Oh.
he love his voice and he is very cute, admittedly. But it's funny because like Pikachu is like, yeah, no, he's number one for me. Yeah, Pichu's okay too, and yeah, Raichu's cool, and the 70 other rodent electric Pokemon that are clearly Pikachu wannabes in every, generation we get now.
Right.
They're fun too. But like with Eevee, like it's always, oh yeah, no, Eevee's great. And also like, oh man, what's your favorite like evolution? Like everybody's got a different
Yeah.
one kind of thing. Do you, I mean,
It's very cool.
is your favorite evolution, quote unquote, just base Eevee?
Honestly, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I don't know. They're just so cute. I mean, all of them are cute, but, and okay, see, the thing is, I love fire types, but I do prefer Eevee over Flareon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Umbreon's really cool, but I still prefer Eevee.
Yeah.
Sylveon is really pretty,
Mhm.
but I still prefer Eevee.
I mean, not that I care much about like the competitive side, like stats or whatever, but I remember when I played Fire Red, I had a Flareon on my team because I wanted a cool fire type like that, and then I found out that apparently like statistically, like between the original 3 evolutions, Flareon is like the weakest because it has like a crappy moveset. And I'm just like, oh man, like I don't want to have to think about like stats or whatever. I just thought it's cool because I don't know, just
Yeah.
Flareon was like nice and fluffy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. But apparently then on the opposite end, because I did also have, going back 30 subjects. So I bought red after I played blue. I've told this story a million times, but I played blue and I actually completed the Pokedex. I had all 150 completed on my Pokedex. 151, that is, actually. And then it was stolen from me.
What?
And then, yeah, I brought my Game Boy. I had like a little like Six Flags like fanny pack thing that I kept my Game Boy and all my games in. And I brought it to my dad's work one day and I left it on a counter somewhere. And I came back 1 minute later and it was gone with my platinumed blue cartridge on it. And I'm like, I will never ever do that again. But then I got red. And funnily enough, my dad and I. Actually, okay. Here's something. What was your parents? This is a funny question. What was your parents' view on Pokemon when it was your obsession at the time?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Mhm.
In the beginning, I don't think my mom really had an opinion, and so she allowed me to just obsess over it. But then one day, one day she saw an episode where there was like a statue of a Pokemon, and she immediately associated that with idols. Oh, it's not of the Lord. That
Oh no,
I
she
know,
was one of
exactly.
those.
Yes, she was. And here's the thing. You would think it would be the evolution part that she'd be like, oh, no, 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 about. But no, it was a frickin' statue just in a random episode. So after that, she forbid me from ever watching it again. And I was absolutely crushed.
Okay. This is really interesting. First of all, I'm really sorry because that sucks ass, but this is really interesting. This is a subject I've actually never talked about on any of the Pokemon Kirblogs I've done before. So, actually, remind if this is okay to ask. Did you grow up in Texas or did you move there later?
I grew up in Texas.
Okay. So, obviously, Texas is a very, very, very religious state in the United States, of course, right? So, like almost everybody I've ever met from Texas grew up Christian, right? And I grew up Christian too, but I don't consider myself super religious. I was baptized and like I went to church when I was a kid with my mom and stuff, right? But my mom was never like super hardcore about religion with me, which I'm very thankful for because I've met a lot more people, including yourself, who their parents were very, very strict about stuff. But I was very privileged in that, because actually, and people know this, my parents divorced when I was very young, but they were very, very cool about the way that they set it up, and they're still friends to this day and happily remarried and everything. And I think that because they split up and I was split between them, on weekends and things. They both tried to be very invested into what I was invested into. Like they knew that I loved to draw and everything. So when it became my obsession, they tried to get into it too. Not like super hardcore or anything, but like, for instance, my dad and I, and he will never let me forget this, because shout outs to good old Dadifer, who I've not had on a Kirblog in a few years now. We would play Pokemon Stadium on the N64 a lot, right? And we would, which did you play Stadium much? Did you have that?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay. So like in Stadium, for all intents and purposes, if you haven't seen it, it was like a glorified you can play multiplayer, you can play the battles, but like it's in 3D with the crappy little low poly N64 models and stuff, right? And you could transfer the Pokemon from your Game Boy packs into the N64 and play them that way, which was really cool. But my dad and I would play with like just rental Pokemon, and he figured out how to do Gengar's Hypnosis Dream Eater combo, which would just destroy everything that I would ever play with. So then I played Red, and I specifically trained up a team to use for Stadium, right? And then I just absolutely decimated his ass. And he doesn't remember that part. He's like, no, Christopher never beat me at Pokemon Stadium. I always beat him with Gengar every time. And I'm just like, no, that's not true. I trained and trained and trained. I kept on trying, and then I tried some more. And I also beat the Gym Leader Stadium or Gym Leader Castle, like one-player mode or whatever. I did all that stuff as well. Anyway, but you brought up an interesting point. There was a very, very serious period of time in those early few years where soccer moms and like, good Christian moms were just like, oh, this is the devil, this Pokemon thing, like just absolutely. So tell me a little bit more, because you having grown up a little bit more hardcore religious than I did, like what was that experience like? Maybe not even just exclusively for Pokemon, but like just for the nerdy stuff that you enjoyed in general. I'm actually kind of curious.
You know what? I missed out on a lot of stuff because of that. And oddly enough, my mom forbid me from watching Pokemon, and that absolutely crushed me.
Mm-hmm.
But she still allowed me to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! For whatever reason. I don't think she realized what the Shadow Realm was. I don't
think she realized that literally that entire show is themed around the occult.
Yeah.
And Pokemon is just like, oh, happy, bright, colorful Nintendo, any, even a 5-year-old can get into this. But like Yu-Gi-Oh, wow. So the show and the card game, she was totally, oh, that's fine, honey. You could do that as much as you want.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
I maybe she didn't pay attention enough to
clearly
to
not.
Realize.
Wow.
But
I'm trying to think of the episode she must have seen with the statue. that I'm thinking about.
Oh, I know. I wish I could remember it honestly, so that I could rewatch it.
What was it?
But
What was it? Was it a statue of a Pokemon or of a
yes,
person? Oh,
it was
okay,
a
okay,
Pokemon.
huh?
Yeah.
God, and
But I remember I would be at my grandma's place and I would turn on the TV and Pokemon would be on. And I remember sneaking and just watching it while my mom was, was just around the corner. And then she would catch me watching it and I would get a scolding.
Oh man, oh, just to catch a glimpse of a new episode. Good lord. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
god.
sucked.
So
I
then,
missed
because
out on a
well,
lot.
then because of that, like, did you get to like, because this is the thing too, like, okay, here's a question: was Pokemon also your first anime, or did you ever see another
Yes.
anime? Oh, okay, yeah. So then it probably, because back then we didn't have stuff like Steven Universe and all these shows that had, or Adventure Time, whatever, like, that had consistent plots. That was very rare. We'd get a show, once in a while we get something like Disney's Gargoyles or like Sonic Sat AM, like that kind of stuff,
Right.
once in a while. But Pokemon and Dragon Ball, because DBZ was kind of airing around the same time in the really early days. Those were some of the first shows that I remember ever seeing that had a continuing plot. That, like, oh, Ash catches this Pokemon in this episode, and then he keeps it in the next one, and they're continuing on this journey and everything. We're like, you were following the story, right? So,
Right.
if your mom, I don't know, and it's hard to tell when that would have been for that episode then, but like, did you miss out on a lot of like important plot points of like, oh no, and now,
Oh
oh, did
yeah,
he
I
get,
know I
like,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know I did. Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I guess, were there any particular like episodes or like battles or like moments or characters that like you really liked when you were following the show at the time?
Gosh, it was so long ago, but I know that later on, like at first Evie was my favorite.
Hmm.
And then I found out about Phantom, and Phantom is now just my ultimate favorite
Really?
forever.
Oh my God!
Yes,
Wow,
Phantom is
he's
adorable,
so
and the
cute.
legend is so dark and
Oh yeah. Oh,
creepy.
dude, all the ghost Pokemon are screwed up. Like,
I want to hold him. I want to hold him and just, oh, he's
oh
just
wow.
adorable and creepy, and I love him.
Do you like Trevenant as well, or is he a little too much?
He's too much. I
That's fair.
just
That's
prefer
fair.
Phantom. I would never
Yeah.
let them evolve
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. For me, and actually, well, question: did you grow to love Phantom because of like an episode that you saw, or just because what generation was he? Was he X and Y, or Black and White? I forget.
Uh, I think it was
Okay, so
6.
X and Y. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 So
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
so was that from the game specifically, or was it because you saw an episode with them?
You know what? I can't even remember.
Wow, you just happened across them and like, up, you're my new favorite now. You're the one.
Yeah, yeah, but I can't even remember where I found out about him. I just remember just being like, oh my God, I love him. He's my new favorite.
Well, it's funny too, because I actually, on the note of my parents again. So my dad grew to love Gengar because of that specifically, because of course, right? Um,
Yeah.
but my mom, on the other hand, my mom really loved Rapidash. Specifically because my mom grew up being a horseback rider for a long time, and so a fire unicorn horse. Oh, I'm in, of course.
Hell
I love that
yeah.
one. Right?
Yeah.
I think she might have even seen the race, the like the Larry McClan. We got to go to the big Pokemon race tomorrow, guys. That episode with the, which I think actually that was Lisa. I think as that character is the Ponyta racer.
Oh,
Cause she was like every other, like, if it wasn't her, it was like Tara Sands. If it wasn't Tara Sands, it was like Amy Birnbaum. Were all of the like, characters of the day. A little episodic. I'll never see you again. Bye, Ash.
yeah.
Yeah, and then my mom and I went to go see the first Pokemon movie, which I want to talk about that. But we went to go see that, and then my mom was like, Mew is my favorite. Mew is absolutely my new favorite now. Forget it. Just watching her, like, or watching them, because Mewtwo is agender, just like hopping around, being cute and everything. For me, I remember actually on one Christmas morning, they just happened to still, because I guess it was a weekday, they still aired an episode in syndication that morning on Christmas, and it was the one with, I don't know if you saw this one, but it was early on. It was those first 52 that were just looping over and over at that time, and it was these two like bootleg unofficial Pokemon gyms that were just like at war with each other to try and become an official one. And one of the leaders had an Electabuzz, and the other one had a Scyther. And Scyther would just like dice up all these buildings and just like do swords dance and like screech, go Scyther! And all that. I'm like, that's the cool that freakish like samurai praying mantis freak dinosaur thing. I don't know what that's my new favorite, and it still is. It's so cool. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and then Scizor too. Scizor I also think is really cool, but Scyther is like number one in my heart. Absolutely.
Nice. Do you still play Pokemon Go?
So here's something funny. I've never played Pokemon Go in my life.
Why?
Let's get to that. I wanted to do some chronological stuff, but we'll get to that. Okay, let me ask this. So on the note of your parents being like letting you watch stuff and everything. Okay, so did you get to see what back when they were in theaters, when that was a thing that would get to happen for Pokemon movies? Did you get to see any of them in theaters?
No.
Oh no, really? Oh my God, you were robbed, girl.
Yes,
Holy
I was
crap.
deprived.
Oh,
I was deprived.
No. Well, then I guess, but later on, did you see like Mewtwo Strikes Back and like Pokemon 2000 and any of that stuff?
I did later on,
Okay.
VHS.
Yeah. Of course. Which actually, by the way, did you see the remake, the Mewtwo Strikes Back remake?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, I
actually really like it.
I love it so much.
I liked it way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I went to go see it at AX. Which I did a Kirblog about this like a long time ago already, because it was 2-3 years ago now. But it was the first official subtitled screening in America of a Pokemon like anime, like anything, right? And so they screened it subbed at the at Anime Expo, and they brought Riko Matsumoto, who's been the voice of Satoshi Ash for this whole time. Like she's been the voice of Satoshi for 25 years now, and she was there and sang the I don't know if you know do you know the Japanese Pokemon opening?
I've heard it, but I wouldn't be able to sing it. Like I don't know it well enough.
I don't. Oh, actually, question. This is related. Did you play Pokemon Pinball by any chance?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a remix of that theme that's like mixed in there. Of the Japanese theme, yeah, which I love. But anyway, but yeah, I went to go see it. So I saw Pokemon the first movie in 1999 in theaters with my mom when it first came out, and then, 20 plus years later, I saw Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution in a giant theater full of Pokemon fans that were my age, just like I saw them probably my age at the time that I saw the first movie in theaters. I saw it in a room filled, packed to the brim with people at Anime Expo 2019, and that was an absolutely incredible experience. So,
and I bet being
yeah.
surrounded by fellow fans, like I love that.
And I got to ask a question as well, like to the Japanese like producers and stuff that were there. I was like, "Hi, will you please do this again? Please, will you do more stuff like this again?" Like in the future, like more screenings of the stuff in Japanese, because we don't have a legal release of Pokemon subtitled in America. So the fact that we got that was a huge privilege, that was even a thing that happened. But that was a huge treat to do. Do you well, I guess if you only got to experience them over VHS, did you have a favorite movie for the ones that you got to see at the time?
Oh my gosh, I can't. It's funny, I can't remember all of the titles. Like I remember seeing a few.
I mean, whatever the legendary Pokemon of the movie was like whatever that was the movie. It's easy to tell for that. Just like the Dragon Ball Z movies. I don't remember the name. The one that has Janemba in it. Yeah, that's my favorite. Like it's the same kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a good question. I don't know if I had a favorite.
There was Mewtwo, there was Lugia, there was Entei, there was the Celebi one.
Lugia was a good one.
Yeah, yeah. There was a really good a shout out to the Did You Know Gaming guys. They did a really, really interesting expose about like the creation of Lugia, which apparently was meant to be. It was intended as a female Pokemon, Lugia. It was like the goddess of and it was meant to be a water type too. It was meant to be like the goddess of the sea, and then they changed a bunch of stuff at the last second, unfortunately. I'm still waiting. Morgan, I'm waiting for a Ho-Oh movie. We still haven't gotten one, and I'm very upset about it.
Oh, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, he's been in some of them, but we've never had a Ho-Oh, because we've had 2 Lugia movies. We had Pokemon 2000, and then we had The Power of Us, which is because that was a couple years ago now. We had that, which was a beautiful one. Okay, so regarding the games, so because I brought up I've never played Pokemon Go. Okay, so tell me, I want to go through a little journey with you real quick. Okay.
Okay.
What of the mainline series of games? Let's go through back and forth which ones that each of us played. Okay, so I'll start. So with Generation 1, I was obsessed, like really obsessed, and I played blue and red and yellow.
Nice. I played red. I
Right.
never got to play blue or yellow because, my mom.
Right, of course, of course.
Later on, I did end up playing emerald at one point.
So hold on. Now, before we get to that, did you skip Generation 2? Did you not play gold and silver?
I think I played gold.
Okay.
Yes, I must have played gold.
Okay, cool. Yes, I got gold first, then I got silver. Again, I was obsessed. Then I got crystal and didn't finish crystal.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then so then for Gen 3, I got ruby and I bought my best friend Sapphire, so we both played. And then I
Oh, that's
I
fun.
think I bought emerald, but I don't know if I actually ever like played it. I think I just owned it because I was just collecting stuff, right? So was emerald your first Gen 3 game, or did you play ruby or sapphire before that?
Huh. I I Ruby.
Okay, so you had
I'm
me
pretty
too.
sure it was
Me too.
Ruby.
Me too.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. And then emerald. Okay. Okay. Diamond or pearl
I
or
don't
platinum or platinum.
I don't Wait a second. I think it was diamond. Yeah.
Neither.
No?
I skipped Gen 4. So, little side note about that. And this is why I'm hoping that my pretentious joke about, haha, oh man, inevitable Diamond and Pearl remake, I hope that that's real because I would love that. I fell out of love a little bit around Gen 4 because so gold and silver blew my goddamn mind. Like it was so like it's everything I could ever dream of for a sequel and beyond. Like I can't even because like if you remember, do you remember if you beat gold like all the way through?
I don't think I ever did, actually.
So do you remember? Because then maybe I might spoil this a little bit, but uh, when you beat the main quest, like and you finish the Pokemon League and everything, you beat the champion
Yeah.
and all that, then you go back to Kanto and you fight all the Gen 1 gym leaders again, and then you fight Red, like which was basically Ash more or less.
Oh yeah.
At the very end, yeah, and he's like the ultimate, and all of his Pokemon are like level 70 or whatever. So like having that as the post game, I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? That's the best thing I've ever seen in my life, right? So Gen 3, I really, really hyped myself up for, like, oh my god, it's going to be even better. It's going to be on the Game Boy Advance, and the graphics are going to be great, and oh my god. And then I kind of was let down a little bit by Ruby and Sapphire. I didn't like it all that great, and I actually didn't finish it. I got up to the Pokemon League and then didn't finish it. So then, but I did get Fire Red, which I played through and beat that, and I enjoyed that at the time. And then I skipped Diamond and Pearl. But so what was why I'm hoping if we get a remake, that'll be my first time getting to experience Gen 4. Other than, did you play now on the note of the remakes? Did you get Fire Red or Leaf Green?
I don't think I played the remake.
Okay. Did you play Heart Gold or Soul Silver?
I don't think I played one of those either.
Oh, dude, those are some of the best. Those remakes are some of the absolute best. Heart
Yeah,
Gold
I'm
and Soul
probably
Silver.
severely missing out then.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You can borrow mine for all I care. Good lord.
Oh, sweet. Yes,
Yeah.
please. Oh my God.
That and also, my God, if you go to like Game Realms or something, they're probably like super cheap at this point. I have to imagine because
Oh, I hope.
it was an original DS game. Yeah, I played Heart Gold and was just like, oh my God, and they remade my favorite one, and this is incredible. Then Gen 5 happened. Did you play Black or White?
I think it was black.
Okay, was Zekrom on the front? Yeah. I hold on. I'm gonna find out because I don't remember. Hold on. I had Pokemon. Oh wait. Oh no, I don't have it here. Oh no, I thought I checked on on my shelf. I do not have it. I think I had White. I believe. Black and White is probably my favorite Pokemon generation, without a doubt.
Nice.
Yeah. And Black and White 2 was also fantastic. I love the characters of that game. I was very happy that when I did Generations, which we'll get to that too, that I got to voice some Black and White characters specifically. That was fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, then X and Y.
X.
Neither.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember exactly why, but why? Which is probably the one I would have gotten because of my no, screw X. I'm gonna get Y, the one that no one else is gonna get. I skipped out, but I will say, and this is with no disregard to the Sun and Moon and Journey's anime series that came afterward, but it is of my opinion, having seen it all the way through, that Pokemon X, Y, and Z, the anime, or the full X and Y anime series from beginning to end, is in terms of story, it's the best kids anime ever. I hold to that. Pokemon
They've
X and
got
Y.
great music too. I've heard some of the music. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for the series.
Yeah, like the opening and ending songs are so great.
Oh yeah, and English and Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so Ikuze. It's the best. Yeah, I followed that week to week. It was incredible. Yeah, I love that series so much. And if any of you guys have not seen Pokemon X and Y, the series, I think it's all on Netflix by now. Please do yourself a favor. It's incredible. Great story, and probably in my opinion, the best like set of traveling partners with Ash, Serena, Clement, and Bonnie. The four of them are incredible characters. But haven't played the games, so I've not experienced that firsthand. Sun or Moon?
Sun.
Moon.
Ah.
And Ultra Moon as well. Did you get Ultra Sun?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? For all that said, I did still enjoy playing it because I got to play it alongside someone, which is something I'd always wanted to do for many years, and that was a very sweet experience. So, and then Sword or Shield.
Sword.
Shield. Hey, we have a lot of the opposites. Wow.
Yeah, that's
that?
awesome.
Yeah. But okay, cool. So, now you tell me a little bit about some stuff. So I've never played Pokemon Go.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not a big app game guy in general. I don't have any app games on my phone at all. Because it's just not like, it just was never a thing that I was really ever interested in. I do appreciate the fact that Go exists. I think it's great that it's a thing in the first place. Excuse me, because of how much huger an already massive franchise it made Pokemon into. Beyond that is like out of this world. What got you? And you still play to this day, right?
I do. Because like I used to be kind of on and off. Like right when it came out, I played it religiously, but then I kind of fell off the wagon and just kind of like, put it off to the side. But then Kira was still playing it, and so I would play it whenever I would hang out with her, and we would go for walks and catch Pokemon, and then I started playing it more. And yeah, it's super chill. I love it.
Yeah. I having not touched it myself, but only ever. In fact, it's funny you mentioned Kira, because I think most of my experience with Pokemon Go is just like seeing her play it and be like, yes, I got like 10 more shiny, Ralts today, and I'm just like, oh my god, like you're getting shinies that easy? That's a thing you could do in this game. Because they've got to be up to the black and white stuff, I think, by now, yeah, in terms of how many Pokemon they've put in.
You know what? I actually don't know. I haven't checked.
Yeah. Well, do you still? Because I know they changed the game a little bit, so now you can play it indoors because of obviously the quarantine and everything. Do you still play pretty consistently?
I mean, not as consistently as I did when it first came out, but yeah, like at least a few times a week.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I do tremendously appreciate the kind of like communal. It sounds weird to say, but like the social aspect of it, that like, you can get together with people, and like if they're all on their phone and they're all kind of about about the same thing and like doing the raid battles, that kind of stuff. I do really like that a lot. That's really cute. So like when I go on walks with with both of you guys, and we would like see a group of people and like, oh, what's the big legendary we're going after today, this time, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forget when. Actually, speaking of mentioning the Pokemon, the Mewtwo remake earlier, did you do the like armored Mewtwo like raid battle thing when that was a thing for a little while?
Yeah, I did, and I actually ended up catching one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's funny because when the Mewtwo remake was announced, I was expecting at like the very end or something, and then some like Gigantamax will happen or something, because Sword and Shield was the new game that was about to come out. I think that they had announced Gigantamax by that point, because similarly in did you watch Pokemon Origins? That was like the OVA series where like Bryce was red and Lucian was blue, and it was like it was like a 4 episode thing, and it was like a different
Oh,
animation studio. Do you remember that?
no, I don't think I ever watched that
Oh,
one
it's really
actually.
good. It's a little 4 part. It was kind of like the precursor to the kind of stuff that you and I did later with like Generations and Twilight Wings and stuff. Um, but at the very end, Red goes to fight Mewtwo, and then Mewtwo and his Charizard like Mega Evolve, and X and Y was the new game. That's how they announced Mega Evolution. Was the last episode of that show. So I was expecting, like, okay, what kind of Sword and Shield thing are they gonna have? That's like the twist, like, oh, this is the different thing that happens in the movie. Ooh. And then no, lo and behold, the only difference really in terms of like the markety stuff was they gave Mewtwo some different armor, and then they like that same day, by the way, there's gonna be a raid event for armored Mewtwo, enjoy. And I'm like, oh cool, okay, that's kind of fun. So
Nice, yeah.
well, that's cool. We kind of danced around this for a little bit. Let's say we talk a little bit about our voiceover experience with Pokemon.
Okay, sure.
Sure. So I've told this story. I've told my story 1,000 times. So I'll give like a really, really short version. Basically, the Pokemon anime series was my very, very first professional voiceover job. It was at the very tail end of 2009. And I met the director at the at the time voice director who was before Lisa Ortiz, who's been doing it the last I think 5 years now. And he was doing a contest event at a convention with Michael Center Nicholas actually, and I won it. And then the prize was supposed to be being given a part in an anime they were working on. But as it turned out, Michael was doing a bunch of other stuff in LA. I was in New York, and the director for Pokemon was just doing Pokemon. And you couldn't just be like handed a part; like you had to audition for stuff, which I preferred because I wanted to earn it, like any other actor, right? So I auditioned a couple times, and then I booked my second audition, which was for the character Corey, who was in 5 episodes of the Diamond and Pearl series. And his whole existence, he and Lyra, who is the girl trainer from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their whole purpose was basically to be a commercial for the Heart Gold and Soul Silver coming out. When the 5th episode aired, the game's released in the U.S., so it was perfect timing. So I did that. It was an incredible experience. It was my first time dubbing. It was my first time being in the booth and being directed properly and all that. And it was a great experience. And I still look back on those episodes, and I'm still proud of my performance. I actually still think that I did a pretty decent job on them. For even with as much as I've learned and how much that I've improved as a performer since then, I know I gave it my all, and I was just so grateful and excited and happy to be in a show that literally I grew up with since it started, and like over a decade later, like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I get to be part of it. This is amazing. So that
Yeah.
that was just such a huge honor. And then years later, because this is chronologically right before your story, then Pokemon Generations comes around, and they were doing it in LA at Deluxe. And then I got recommended to Alan Epcar, who is the director of that series, and I auditioned for a whole bunch of characters. The big thing about that was exciting alone was, oh my God, I'm getting to audition for all these, bigger characters that I didn't even get the chance to read for back when I was in New York. I never got to read for N or any of the gym leaders or any of like the major like evil team, underlings or whatever. And by the end of the session, I go in and I'm like, oh, I'm one of the main villains from Black and White 2, and then I'm 2 of the Black and White gym leaders, and I got to be in what ultimately ended up being my favorite of all the shorts, which was the big Black and White one where all the gym leaders show up and fight Team Plasma and stuff, and I'm like, this is amazing. I can't believe I get to do this. And to go from, when I was in New York, Morgan, this might blow your mind a little bit. I don't know if I've ever told you this, like even at a personal level. When I was in New York, all I ever played was these guys. I was usually reading for characters played by women in the Japanese version. Me. That was my thing in New York, which is insane now. And then, years later, and I play Colress, and I'm doing this very Crispin Freeman kind of like, down here sort of thing. And I'm like, what happened, Niosi? Puberty is weird. Anyway, so that's my story. So I actually don't think I know like your full story about Twilight Wings. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I'll admit, now this is going to sound super lame, but I was so nervous and excited. Like, I was just, whoa, going in for my first session for Tommy that I think I might have blacked out at one point. Like, I kid you not. I a lot of it I don't remember. I just remember being really excited and really nervous, and I don't remember how that first session went.
Well, I imagine it must have been lovely because you had the esteemed pleasure of getting to work with Laura Post,
Yes!
who
Oh
is
my
who is just
gosh!
she's such a. I had the pleasure of getting to work with her on the
Yeah.
Godzilla anime movies, the first one, and I mean, she's such a lovely person in general and a great performer and so sweet. But as a director, she cares, like, and she pushes, and she's
Yes.
so good. So yeah, absolutely, and she's a big
Gosh, I
Pokemon fan
love
too.
Yeah, I love her directing style and I love her as a person. And gosh, she is so talented
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mm-hmm.
also has a passion for Pokemon. So it was wonderful. Like
Yeah.
every session that I can remember, it's been wonderful. Like working for her. It was
Well, that
great.
that was something cool, is the fact that, like, and kind of unexpectedly, because we really didn't know how that series was gonna play out, but you ended up getting to be in like a good majority of it was what, it was 7 episodes, I think, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, because that, and the seventh was like that was the bonus one, I think, with like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah yeah
Uh-huh.
yeah yeah. But well, and also because, I mean, do you remember like the audition process of, like, because I think you must have read for some of the other characters and stuff too, yeah?
Actually for me, I sent in my demo
Oh, okay.
and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh,
And
you
then
know
they heard
what?
my boy voice
No,
through
you
that.
know what? You're right. No, I'm remembering. I think they didn't even do auditions for that show, if I'm remembering
No, I don't
correctly.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think they did.
Or no, no,
Yeah.
no. Or no. Sorry.
Or some of the characters
Yes,
they did.
they did. Yeah, I'm wrong. I think the beginning, I think they didn't, but then later they definitely auditioned, because I remember
Yeah.
like multiple friends. Oh, I'm reading for Leon and Raihan and Nessa and whoever, etc. Which that cast was, by the way, I know obviously those characters will have different actors who I'm sure will be fantastic in the Journey series and probably in Pokemon Masters at some point, because God knows they'll add all those gym leaders at some point. But the Twilight Wings cast was fantastic, and yet the fact that you got to be an exclusive character all year, because I don't imagine Tommy will be in anything else otherwise. So the fact that, like, you own that character pretty much in English is pretty cool.
I mean, that'd be cool if it would stay that way because it's a really cool feeling.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Although, well, and actually, it is funny because even, yeah, on that same note, it's like like getting to even voice Berg in Black and White, in the Generations shorts. I share that with Billy Bob Thompson, who, funny thing about him, Billy Bob Thompson, Berg in Black and White, that was his first anime role. Was the Bug Gym leader guy, the artist, the pretty boy artist guy, and then since then he's gone on to voice so many Pokemon characters, and of the biggest one of all is he's the Froakie evolution line, which means he's Greninja in Smash.
Oh, nice.
But so I share Berg with him, and I don't remember if Berg has been put in Masters by now, but. I mean, if not, again, I'm sure he will be at some point. But I'm sure I'll share him with another friend, because that's the nice thing, is that because, like, everybody knows each other, and, like, it's very common that, like, oh, cool, like, oh, if, like, somebody else plays the character, like, in a different incarnation, then, like, it's fun to share that kind of thing. But at the same time, I imagine it must be kind of satisfying knowing that, like, Tommy is, like, a Twilight Wings character specifically. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's really cool.
yeah. Wow, God, I'm trying to think of, like, well, what are some other, well, I don't know, any let's talk about some other favorite things. You talked about how Phantump is Phantump your favorite Pokemon, like, period?
I mean, there is of course Eevee as well.
And okay, yeah, yeah.
So I'd say if I had to choose two, those would be the two.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and probably for me, Scyther and Pikachu. Like, I genuinely do like Pikachu a lot as a character. Um,
Although, oh gosh, well, I mean, it's hard to choose favorites. I would say Phantom and Eevee, but there's also
mhm.
the fact that I love fire starters.
Sure, sure.
I mean, fire types in general. Fennekin and Torchic,
Oh yeah.
super cute. And then of course there's Score Bunny, super cute,
Oh
and
yeah.
Raboot. I love Raboot because
Yo, shout outs
he,
to Casey.
yes,
Yay, yay,
Casey.
yay.
And I love that Raboot just kind of looks like he's too cool for school,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
He's got his hands in his pockets, like it looks like he's got a hoodie on, and it's just super cute. And
I have my Cinderace named Buster that I have in my Shield copy, of course. So hee hee hee.
nice.
I watched Cinderace getting smashed. I'm calling that right now. Watch it happen. um, but yeah, well, I'm trying to think of who's another favorites. Totodile I really like. He was a starter that I always really appreciated. I mean, his little cute Donald Duck voice I always thought was super adorable. And then of course the fact that Corey got to have him in the show, that was a fun thing for me. Ho-Oh is definitely one of my favorite. Ho-Oh and Celebi are probably my favorite legendaries for sure. I think Ho-Oh is super cool looking, and Celebi is like just such a great, cute little adorable design. And obviously, I mean, I know this is such a generic answer, but Mewtwo, of course, is great. And especially the movie version of him. What are some other favorite characters?
Oh
Or
my gosh, I
some
love
other creatures?
Mew. I love Mew.
Mew is great. Mew's pretty great.
So cute. Yeah.
Actually, here's a fun thing. I was talking about this with somebody else recently. Who are some of the human characters that you really like?
Well, I mean, Misty, of course, because she was the OG.
Oh, of course, and she's funny. She's just really funny.
Yeah.
And she's cute.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, following that was May.
Mm-hmm.
I think May ended up. I liked May more than Misty.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I just always remember, even as a child, like a prepubescent child, I remember seeing her for the first time, and she's like, "Hi, I'm May. I'm 10." Boing, boing. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, whatever you say, Japan. Thank you."
It's like you're not 10.
Yeah. Serena and Bonnie from X and Y I mentioned, especially the anime versions of them, I think are just such incredible characters. The gym leader designs are always like beautiful to look at. I think they're such stylish. I mean, like all of the Sword and Shield, the gym leaders and rival characters have just such good designs. And I swear to God, Pokemon knows what they're doing and that they make them all hot.
Yeah. As a kid, I'm just like, I had so many crushes as a kid. I swear.
Who were your Pokemon crushes as a kid?
Oh my God, all of them. I mean, I was just, I have so much love in my heart,
That's
you
fair
know?
enough, yeah. I mean, Misty probably was one for me, but I didn't want to admit it because, when you're 10, you can't, like, no, dude, shut up, I don't like her or anything, but yeah. But I'm trying to think of who now, more recent ones. I mean, Leon is fun because he's such a dumbass. I also, you know what? I genuinely really like Hop. People kind of give him a lot of crap because, he's useless. I'm like, no, but he's fun and endearing and cute, and I like him, so shut up. Marnie and Piers, both of them are hilarious. I adore them. I'm trying to think of some other ones from before that too. I do like the trial captains from Sun and Moon have really, really interesting designs. Like the kind of color coordinated kind of things. I
like that.
I do. It does frustrate me that like they have these kind of ambiguous, like I could be 10 because we're Ash's age in the show, or I could be 20 because I'm a trial captain in the game, and I'm like, God damn it, why do you do this to me? God, what else? Lance. I always thought Lance from the Elite Four was really cool. I always aspired to be as cool as him.
Nice.
Yeah. God, some of the villains. Do you have a favorite like evil team?
Well, I know this sounds cliche, but I mean, Team Rocket.
Well, but when you say
I know
Team
there's
Rocket,
multiple.
well, no, but here's the thing: when you say Team Rocket, do you mean like the organization, or do you just mean Jesse James and Meowth?
That's a good question.
Yeah, of course.
Dang it. Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody loves Jesse James and Meowth because
Yeah,
they're
how could you
still
not?
here. Of course,
They're
of
so
course.
funny.
Yeah,
I love them.
Yeah. I just had, I don't know if you saw recently, I did a little collab stream with, in fact, if any of you guys didn't see that, I recently did a collab stream with Michelle Knotts, who's been the voice of Jessie from Team Rocket, and like countless Pokemon at this point for, God, like 15 years now, longer than that even. We played Scriblio together and drew a bunch of weird, funny stuff, and I drew her as a bunch of Pokemon, which was a ton of fun, so go check that out and go find her Twitch channel and stuff. Yeah, you know what? Oh, I skipped a game. I'm a fool. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Did you play those?
No, I didn't. Nah.
So I mentioned before I wasn't a big fan of Gen 3, but Omega Ruby made me a Gen 3 fan. I really, really enjoyed that game a lot, and I do like Team Magma and Team Aqua a lot. I thought that the arc that they have in those games are pretty cool. Excuse me. And Team Plasma is interesting because it's like the Pokemon universe's PETA. And in the show, Lysander with Team Flare in particular, like they were like super intimidating. Not so much in the games, from what I've been told. I heard Team Flare was kind of meh in the games, but in the show, I thought they were fantastic. Yeah. So, what else? What else? Spin-offs? Did you play other than Pokemon Go? Did you ever play any of like the spin-off games, like Snap or any of that stuff?
You know what? Everyone was going crazy for Snap, but I had never played it.
Oh, you got to miss out on that one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I missed out on a lot growing up, and
Yeah.
even after.
Yeah. Well, you're a very disturbed child, Morgan. It's okay. Oh my gosh. Well, we've gone for about an hour. We can start to wind down a little bit. Let me ask you this, because I did my thoughts on this a couple years ago about, or I guess a little over a year ago, about what Pokemon means to me, and how like I said that like it's magic. Like it's magic that never dies. Like it's a franchise that I never want to end because it's always, always, always exciting, right?
Yes.
What does Pokemon mean to you?
Oh, it's for me, it always has been an escape from reality.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon and the Pokemon world has been it's been my it's been my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? My
Sanctuary.
sanctuary.
My
Yeah, there we go.
sanctuary.
That's it. It's been my sanctuary, since I was a kid. And yeah, my childhood was really rough. I was bullied, both at school and at home. And it was just, I could never get away from that.
Yeah.
So Pokemon was my escape from that. It was my sanctuary. It was my own world that no one could bother me and no one could touch me.
Yeah. Well, unless they'd see you and then they go,
Yeah.
you looked at me funny. My shorts are comfy and easy to wear. Let's
Oh my
battle.
gosh. One of the
Okay, so we just had some technical hiccups. Spectrum sucks. Morgan's internet died, but it's okay because she's on the phone. Say hi. Okay, so you were saying, like, you were about to say one of the things and then you cut out. Do you remember what you were going to say next? I hope.
What was the question? Oh no.
You were talking about how Pokemon was an escape. Oh, and then I made the joke about how like I was like a guy, like, I was like a wild trainer, like seeing you and challenging you to a battle or something, and then I was making you laugh.
Yeah, Pokemon was my sanctuary. It was my escape from, bullying when I was a kid. And because, like, bullying was something I couldn't get away from. Both, it was at school, it was even in my own home. And my getaway from all of that was the world of Pokemon. So that honestly has saved me growing up.
Yeah, I feel like because of the fact that it's been so consistent and like just improving with every year, like the games get better, the show gets better, like the character designs, the art, the mechanics, like the creatures, like everything gets like just better and better, and like there's just more to enjoy. And like for me, I don't know, it's just one of those things. I never get jaded about Pokemon. Like it's just always equally exciting to like see what else is new,
Yeah.
One last other little quick fun question. Is is there an animal that hasn't been made into a Pokemon yet that you want to see made into a Pokemon at some point?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, I never thought about that before. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is a good question.
Oh. Okay. Hold on. There's this one funny looking animal.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if they have one of it already. But I just need to. Oh wait, that's right. The internet's not working.
Hold on. I'll see if I can Google search. What do you know what it is?
Okay, I need you to Google Potu.
Oh, like a Potoro?
No, like an animal that exists in reality.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if it's made into a Pokemon.
Hold on.
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, hold on.
It's a funny looking bird.
Okay, it's called a Poto. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Pootoo. Oh no, Pioto. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this. Hold on. No, there isn't one. There is not a Poto Pokemon. No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. No, I see it. Yeah, it's a goofy looking bird. There is not a Patu Pokemon. There's not one that exists yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So then that's
Yeah,
gotta
oh
be
my
so
gosh,
so that's gotta
why?
be like the Pidgey of Generation 9 then, of course.
It's so creepy looking. Its eyes are huge.
Easy for me, I know without a doubt. I want a platypus Pokemon. There's still not a platypus Pokemon, and I need one in my life.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I was so frustrated with not having one. I made one and I put it in the tome game. I made I made a fire platypus called Plavapus as an enemy, and I'm like, yes, I did it. There.
Nice. I like it.
Oh my god. All right, well, Morgan, I think Arceus is telling us we need to end this now, considering what happened to your internet. So
Yeah.
no, it's okay. It's okay. No worries. All right, so I'm gonna end things here, but you want to real quick plug your social media, like your YouTube and your Twitter and everything?
Sure, yeah. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TheMorganBerry.
That's TheMorganBerry, like berries, like the berries that you feed Pokemon.
Yeah.
Please, if you guys haven't checked out Morgan on her YouTube channel, to check out like all of her music, like good lord, she is incredibly talented and such an incredible performer, and she's been a lovely friend that I'm very honored to have gotten to know these last couple years. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Aw.
And also, hold on, I want to go. Oh my God! Another show we didn't talk about. What is wrong with me? Yashahime, of course.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Good lord. Yeah. Please, yeah, go check out Yashahime. It's on the Funimation service, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Hulu, Funimation, Crunchyroll, I believe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wait, hold on. Wait, I got it. Okay, hold on. Okay, one more. What Pokemon would Moroha have?
My God. I thought about this, and I truly think it would be Scorbunny.
Really? Okay.
Very
Fire type.
jumpy, energetic, and adorable, and fiery.
Oh, you know what? Actually, what would be really cool? Oh, well, I don't know if this counts or not. Well, okay. Actually, also maybe a Cyndaquil, because if her coat is like the fire rat, and because I don't know if you know the whole, there's like a supposed thing about how a lot of the Pokemon, the fire starters, are zodiac animals, and Cyndaquil is a mouse, so it's kind of like the rat. So that could work too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Maybe. Or a dog,
What was the fire rat?
or a dog Pokemon of some kind would also be although that could be appropriate for any of the three girls because they're all dog demons. So, and Raygen would have a drowsy.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh Lord. All right. Well, Morgan, you've been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I will talk to you again soon. Hopefully, we'll hang out at some point whenever we can get let outside again. But and everybody, we're gonna wrap up this lovely happy 25th anniversary to Pokemon. We're so happy to be part of this, and yeah, this was a lot of fun. Morgan, thank you for joining me, and everybody in the comments below, give us your favorite memories of the Pokemon franchise these last 25 years, or if God forbid, because I'm sure plenty of you are less than 25 years old, whenever you were introduced to it. We're old. Please give us some fun stories. Favorite episodes of the show, favorite Pokemon, favorite gym leaders, favorite games, favorite, pieces of merchandise, cards, toys, whatever you want. Let us know. And if you have future Kirblog topics or suggestions or anything, post some comments about that too. I do want to get back to doing Kirblogs again. I'm sorry that I didn't have time to do some other ones, but I do hope that you enjoy it. Real quick, I'll give a little self-plug. If you missed out on the Pokemon X Dragon Ball Z drawings that I did, go to my Twitter, which is twitter.com/Kirbifer. I did daily drawings. I guess I'm going to have to at some point, maybe next year, I'll have to do some Dragon Ball Super characters so I can draw your cat magical girl as a Pokemon at some point, Morgan. I drew Dragon Ball Z characters as Pokemon for all the days of February. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I just did a little collage of all of them together. So I think the day that this one comes out will be. I drew Whis as an Urshifu and Beerus as a Mew. So I guess that's the madness you could expect from that. Yeah. Yeah. So thanks to everybody so much for joining. Go follow Morgan on everything ever that she plugged. TheMorganBerry. Go follow her. Look forward to her and many, many, many more anime because God knows you're going to be hearing her a lot more in the future. And look forward to some fun stuff that I'll have coming your way in March. So I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.